This is the Rethink Report, where we don't just report the news, we question it. In a landmark development, the African Union's Peace and Security Council has launched a high-level summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to tackle some of the continent's most pressing security crises, including the conflict in Sudan and escalating violence in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo DRC. With UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres in attendance, the summit underscores Africa's increasing push for self-reliance in conflict resolution, seeking to address regional instability without the heavy influence of Western powers. For decades, African nations have struggled with internal conflicts, often relying on UN peacekeeping forces, Western diplomatic interventions, and international financial aid to mediate disputes and provide humanitarian support. However, this summit signals a shift, as African leaders demand a stronger, self-governing role in maintaining continental security. The key question is, can the African Union successfully resolve deep-seated conflicts that have eluded global mediation, or is this an ambitious but unrealistic effort? The crisis in Sudan remains one of the most urgent challenges on the continent. Since conflict erupted between the Sudanese Armed Forces SAF and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces RSF, over 5 million people have been displaced, and famine looms over war-torn regions. International efforts have failed to produce lasting ceasefires, leading some African leaders to argue that a localized peacekeeping and diplomatic approach may be more effective. Meanwhile, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, armed groups, including the M23 rebels, continue to destabilize the eastern region, committing human rights violations, exploiting mineral wealth, and displacing thousands. The summit is expected to discuss the potential deployment of an African-led peacekeeping mission, raising concerns about funding, logistics, and the effectiveness of such forces compared to long-established UN operations. Supporters of this African-led initiative argue that regional solutions are the key to lasting peace, as local actors better understand the political, ethnic, and economic complexities at play. However, critics warn that internal divisions within the limited financial resources, and historical mistrust between African nations could hinder meaningful progress. One major issue is the role of international powers. The UN and Western governments have long been involved in African security, but many in the believe external actors often prioritize their own strategic interests over genuine peace-building efforts. This summit raises the question, should Africa reject outside influence in its security affairs, or does international collaboration remain essential for stability?